The effect back pain has on the planet is devastating. It's resulting in major suffering. And my goal is to end the suffering. So this is about being a back pain warrior. Why we do what we do and what it means for the world. Because we can change the world. One spine at a time, it is possible. This is all about back pain. Back pain, the consequences of back pain, it's on the rise. The number of people suffering with back pain is going up. The number of people that are disabled as a result of their back pain is going up. It's up by 54% since 1990. It's the most expensive condition, musculoskeletal, of all conditions treated. It's more expensive than even heart disease. $380 billion musculoskeletal payments in 380 billion in the United States. 150 billion for the neck and the low back. We're spending more money than ever, and the condition is getting worse. It's not getting better. With all the effort, all the money spent, surgeries are going up, failed surgeries are going up, the use of dangerous medications is going up, overdose is going up, disability, like we said, is going up, cost is going up, frailty is going up, and falls are going up. We're failing. The system's failing. And I know all about it because I was in it for 10 years treating my back, and I didn't get better. Bulging disc, herniated disc, degenerated disc. I went on a quest. Traditional, conventional therapies, chiropractic, physical therapy, lasers, acupuncture, massage, medicine didn't work. And on this journey, my goal was to identify why it wasn't working for me. This is me. Severely degenerated disc, swelling of the bone, modic end plate change. It was disabling for me. On this quest, I met with specialists, and I was the guinea pig. Every time a technique would work, I would say, all right, this helped me a little bit. Why did this help? Or if it made me worse, why did this make me worse? And from this, we studied back pain exclusively, extensively, but the key was always why, which goes back to fundamentals. Fundamentally, what is happening and what is causing that? So it became, what is the cause? How deep can we go to figure out what the cause was? Again, because I was the guinea pig. We've done 8 different scientific studies. Each one sort of helped the next one. And we did a study with 5,000 MRIs that were done weight bearing. So we had people standing up and moving. We've heard about this. We've talked about this. We discovered 2 major things happen when this is going on. The discs can move. What we found is when you moved in certain positions, the disc would go in and out. That would cause a great deal of pain. So we said, all right, when this is happening, why is it happening? Disc is like a jelly donut. Certain motion patterns would change the motion at the joint. And this motion would then add load to the disc. And adding load to the disc would cause the disc to go out, which would cause you the inflammation, the aggravation, and slowly over time, the longer you had it, the more the disc would break down. We analyzed the MRIs, and what we saw was in certain cases, the patient's multifidus muscle was atrophied. It was developing fatty tissue. We've talked about this, the multifidus. And when the multifidus was weak, what it would do, it would allow for the changes. So what we had to do is we had to strengthen the muscles in these patients. And as we started to strengthen those muscles, sometimes the problem would go away. The nucleus would slowly move back to the inside and you would get healing of the annulus. And the herniated discs would go away. The second thing we found was the joints would shift. So the first thing we found is as you move, sometimes what will happen is the disc will go in and out. It would get bigger, it would cause you more pain. And then what we found is these joints can actually move. When we measured the angles of the vertebrae, we saw that they would move. And as they would move, it would load the disc. It would cause you pain. That also would short circuit the nervous system, creating some interference with the communication to the muscles, and then the muscles would start to fatigue. Okay, and that would also develop some of the atrophy. And we've talked about that. Activating the multifidus. Same thing. So what did we find? We found that certain motion patterns would cause dysfunction to the disc and cause you changes in the nervous system, which would ultimately lead to the disc breaking down. And the muscle patterns changing, upper cross, lower cross syndrome. So it all became an issue with the muscles. The muscles were the problem, and it wasn't the tissues. It wasn't we could call it 10 different things, but it didn't matter what we called it. It was a change in the muscles would lead to this breakdown. That would be the back pain, the herniated disc, the degenerated disc. So it didn't matter what we called it. It doesn't matter what you call it. The issue and the cause is the muscles not supporting the spine the way the spine needed to be supported. 2016, I attended some events at Harvard for value-based healthcare. Now, there's a little secret in healthcare that the person that gets the best results doesn't get paid the most. So what does that mean? It means that you're not paid based on outcome, so you don't compete to see who's the best. Doesn't matter who's the best. Everybody says they're the best, but it doesn't matter because there's no competition for being better. That's the dirty secret. So this entire event and this arm of healthcare is designed to base all outcomes or all reimbursements on outcomes. So outcomes have to be measured. So in 2016, we started measuring every single patient with the work of and the help of some professors from the Harvard Business School. We put this system in place. And what the system is, it's called the Harvard Outcome Cycle. And here's how it works. You measure every single patient, and you measure what you do to the patient. And then as a result of that, you measure, did it work? Did it not work? If it worked, then you do more of it, and you add it into your protocol. So you start with the patient in the program, you analyze and you score their condition, and then if it improves with certain input, then you continue to do it. So we were able to isolate by doing this. We'd have meetings every single Thursday, and we would talk about every single condition. And what we were able to do is identify that there are 5 steps. There's the 5 steps that have to be resolved in order to create functional strength. Have to have healthy movement patterns, you have to have stability, you have to create the endurance, you have to restore the motion, and then you have to restore functional strength. And then we identified by doing the MRI analysis that there's 2 pathways. There's the flexion and the extension pathway. So this is 5 steps, 2 pathways. We call this 10X. And we were able to measure every single patient as we went through it. And as they improved, we added that piece to the protocol, which is where the 5 steps came from. That's how we identified what had to happen. And we identified in what order it had to happen. So we knew that it was the muscles. And we knew that when you started the sequence, you would get better. We measured this on 10,000 patients. We saw it happen again and again and again and again. Activate the muscles, activate the core, create your armor, hold the spine in place, reactivate the nervous system, reactivate the glutes, reactivate the extensors, the multifidus, the quadratus lumborum, activate doing the squat. The most functional movement pattern possible is the squat. Put them through the 5 steps. With this, when you have resilience, your pain goes away and doesn't come back. You get healing to the disc. You have the durability. The herniations go away. You feel better. You're able to do more. We did a study with 1,200 patients. They had every condition possible. And every single one of those patients had gone through therapy before they had seen us. And they were candidates for surgery. They went through the program. They got better. It took 16 weeks. And we know that in the beginning, it's a slow process. And then over time, as you get stronger, the pain goes away. There are 3 reasons that you're not getting better currently. Only 3. Now, there's variations of those 3. Number 1 is the system, the healthcare system, which goes back to the value-based healthcare summit that we attended. The system is not designed to treat the cause. If your cause is weak muscles and nobody's doing anything to strengthen your muscles, you're not going to get better. The system is not designed to treat the muscles. The system is treating the symptoms. The system is treating the tissues. They're treating the herniated disc. They're treating the bulging disc. They're treating the degenerated disc. They're treating the pain. If you chase the symptoms, the pain doesn't go away, because 95% of all treatments, if not more, maybe it's 97%, is passive. That's electrical therapy. That's a medicine that you take. That's acupuncture. That's massage. That's the hot packs. That's the ice packs. That's the resting and doing nothing. That's passive. What's necessary to fix a back problem is active. You have to strengthen the muscles. So that's the number 1 reason people don't get better, is you're not treating the cause. The cause is not the tissue. The tissue is not the issue. The issue is the muscles. Number 2, you don't know what to do because everybody's telling you something different. It's information overload. The pain's in your head. You have to do this to get better. You have to do that to get better. You need more acupuncture to get better. You need stem cells to get better. You need laser surgery to get better. Those are passive. You need active. There's too much information coming from too many different directions, and the information's wrong. That's the second reason. The third reason is you're just convinced you can't get better. So you just stop trying. That's the biggest problem. Back pain is on the rise. Surgeries are up. The drugs are up. Overdoses up. Okay, number 1 reason people take opioids is back pain. The cost is up. People are getting weaker. Frailty, we're getting weaker. The cause is the muscles. We know the cause is the muscles. Every one of you has inside of you what you need to get better. Because all you need to get better is to do the work. This is the mission of the warrior. Do the work. Together, we can physically change the world. Why? Because we can end the suffering. The key is to get the word out. People are suffering needlessly. They say now 700 billion people on planet Earth are disabled from back pain. And it's a condition that's treatable. My goal is to help you get better. But my goal is also to educate the medical community, educate the public about what has to happen. 30 years it took us to figure this out. We figured it out. There is a way out. And I know a lot of you have gone down this path and you're already getting better. We know that pain relief is weakness leaving the body. That's the code. That's what our goal is. End suffering. It's possible. We can do it together as a team.